Hi, Vytas here, usually your watercolor teacher, but I'm not going to talk about watercolor today because you've done so many great projects already, and I'm saving my best one for next year when I will see you all. I'll be happy to teach you again. Today I'm going to talk about my sculptures. This one is the Iron Wolf, which you've seen because there's one at Neringa. It's exactly like this one, same exact material, same size. And I made this one about 20 years ago, and I made the one at Neringa about 3 years ago. They were inspired by this, which is a wood carving. Well, you all have one of these on your mantle too. We did these a couple years ago. This original one was made by Father Tony Medicus, who was my counselor back in the 1970s. He made two of them, and he had a raffle in the cabin, and I got one of them, and I kept it. And that was the seeds were planted for some great projects here, just like I'm sure you've got some great projects out of Neringa. So let's move on. This one is the Vytas, which is the coat of arms. And again, you made one similar to this when you made your shields with your family names on them a couple years ago in my class. This one is made out of bicycle chains. What I do is glue the bicycle chains on, and then I weld them, and then I get a torch and I cut all around the whole thing. I've made a few of these, and I'm going to be taking 2 of them to Lithuania to put on my relatives' barns, which I'm very excited about, but that's next year when we can all travel again. So I'll show you how I make this stuff. I cut with a torch. I put them, when I weld, I put it back together with a welder, but I can't show you that because don't ever watch a welder. You can damage your eyes or go blind. The guy has a shield on when he's doing it, but you won't. So I'll show you the safe part. This is an oxygen tank. This is an acetylene tank. This is burnable gas, and this just makes it burn really hot. That's your acetylene flame. Runs about 3,000 degrees. When I put oxygen on it, it makes a very hot cone, which will cut metal. When I turn it up a little. There's my cone. So if I'm going to cut metal, I would heat it up. And burn through it. Light the grass on fire. I'm not going to be doing this at camp because it's about 7,000 degrees. And I'm not about to be handing these out to campers. But if you want to learn on your own, talk to me. I'll tell you how you can start learning how to do this. This one is a Lithuanian cross, as you know. I was inspired to make this by the ones outside the Lithuanian Hall in Baltimore. I was down there for the dance festival. I hope some of you have seen them. 3 beautiful ones there. So this part here is antique porch columns for this and the upright and the cross piece. His centerpiece here is a garden medallion that's cast iron, and that's something people, I got it at an antique store. It's something people hang on their side of their barn or on the side of their house. The rest of it is just ordinary steel rods. These are horseshoes, just as we have out here. We have large horseshoes to round it out nicely. This was built in 2017. It was a year after my grandmother passed. My grandmother would be Sophia Clavas. She was almost 100. Vincentus is her husband. These are my mother's parents, and then these would be my father's parents. She was the last one. And we had a ceremony a year after she passed, and we had a priest come out and bless the cross and had a family gathering. Always reminds me of the good times. And this one is Žemė, who is the Lithuanian earth goddess. She's typically portrayed with vegetation and trees and that sort of thing, so I thought I would make it look like a bush. One of my rare abstract sculptures. It's made out of a solid metal pipe. I've bent these parts and cut them to make them look like leaves. Around here I used steel rods to look like a flower. And then just my luck, I had a vine grow up the outside and grow up to the top and bloom and complete the picture. Hope you enjoyed my tour, and I look forward to seeing you next year.